Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, I'm Kassy with MakingTimeForGiggles.com, and I make videos all about making mom life simple. So if you like this video, be sure to like it down below and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this one. Now, as some of you know, I published a video about a month ago explaining the crazy way that I meal plan for my entire year in one evening. And I do this by using theme nights instead of using a traditional meal planning method. Now, a lot of you really liked the video and told me that you were going to try it and you were really excited about it. But I was talking with one of my subscribers and asking how her meal plan was going, and she said it just wasn't going quite as well as she had hoped for. So as I was emailing back and forth with her, I realized that there may be some other people who are having similar problems when they are trying to implement this. So I just wanted to sit down and have a chat with you guys about some things you can try to make your meal plan easier and to make it work for your situation. Now, before we get too far into this video, I did just want to mention, if you haven't seen my video about how I plan my meals and my video on how to choose your theme nights, this video might not make a lot of sense to you. So I will put links to both of those videos in the description down below if you want to check those out first and then come back to this video. But for those of you who have already seen them and are just tweaking your meal plan at this point, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that your theme nights are customized to your life. It can be really easy to watch a video about me or somebody else on the internet planning their meals and say, oh, I will just copy what they did. But that doesn't always work because my meal plan is customized for my life. And anyone else who makes a video about meal planning, their meal plan is customized for their life. So you can take the overall principles that we are using, but you want to make sure your theme nights are working with your current schedule and how busy your life is on a day-to-day basis. So if, for example, you had just copied down my theme nights and used them as your own, you would probably realize that Tuesday and Thursday nights for us are very easy meals because pre-COVID, those were our busiest evenings of the week. But your family might have really busy evenings on Monday and Wednesday. So just copying down my theme nights and using them as yours wouldn't work for how your schedule is set up. So if something like that is the problem, you might just need to rearrange the current theme nights that you have. And that could solve all of your problems. You might have just put some theme nights that ended up being more time intensive on nights when you were already busy. And you just need to switch those with some easy theme nights. And thankfully, that's a super easy switch that will make your meal prep and your cooking a lot easier every day of the week. Now, if you have tried rearranging your theme nights and it still isn't working out for you, it's also possible that your theme nights are just too complex or that you have too many complex theme nights. As I talk about in the video where I give you theme night ideas, there's a wide range of theme night ideas, and they range from super simple, having the exact same meal on every Tuesday night of the week, in my case, to super complex, having a brand new meal on every single Wednesday. And there's a whole bunch of theme nights in between those two. So sometimes when you're first creating your meal plan, at least I know this was the case for me, I was really excited to try a whole bunch of complex theme nights. And then I realized that just didn't work for my life. And I didn't enjoy cooking that much that I wanted to be cooking time-intensive meals every night of the week. So if this sounds like maybe where you went wrong in your theme night planning, you can always just try scaling back your theme nights and choosing some easier theme nights to work with. Especially when you're starting out with meal planning and trying really hard to stick with it, it is better to go too easy with your theme nights than it is to go too complicated. Because when you go easy, you can always make it more complicated later if you are enjoying it and want to do more cooking. But if you go too complicated right off the bat, you're going to get burnt out and you're not going to want to continue with your meal plan. You're going to think, well, that didn't work for me, just like every other meal plan didn't work for me, so I might as well quit trying. So start simple and scale it back if you need to. Go back to that theme night ideas video or blog post if you'd like, and look at the options. There are so many options on there, and you can easily come up with some simpler meal plan ideas for your family. And just remember, as we are going through and maybe tweaking the meal plan a little bit, don't feel bad if you have to tweak your meal plan and make it simpler. Everyone has different lives, and you shouldn't look at somebody else's meal plan and think, oh, well, I need to be doing that because they're cooking all these elaborate meals for their families and I am not. You don't know how much time they have to cook, and you may not have that same amount of time. So just because my meal plan looks a certain way doesn't mean that yours needs to. You need to make your meal plan to fit your life and your busyness, and also it needs to fit how much you like to cook, because if you don't like to cook, there is no reason to spend a ton of time cooking every single night. So be sure as you're looking at your meal plan that you are thinking realistically about how much you like to cook, how busy you are, and what type of food your family even enjoys. All right, and the next thing that you can do if your meal plan just isn't working for you is you can create a preset rotation. I talk a little bit more about the details of how to do this in this video here, I believe. It's been a little while since I made that video, but I'm pretty sure I go over it in that one. But basically, you just create a set of meals that you will rotate at a regular interval. So the absolute simplest way to do this would be to create a 1-week rotation with 6 meals plus a leftover day, of course. And you just have those same 6 meals every single week. A lot of minimalist meal planners suggest doing something like this because it's just really easy. It takes very little time to plan, it takes very little time to implement, and it takes very little time to cook. Because when you are in the habit of just making those same 6 meals every single week, you will be able to cook them without even thinking about it. And it will just make the cooking process really fast for you. And if I'm being honest, this is the absolute easiest way to meal plan. The reason that I don't meal plan this way is because my husband and I, and even our kids, really enjoy a wide variety of food. And we would get a little bored if we meal planned this way. But if food isn't a big deal for you, if it's just to eat and to make it as easy as possible, this is a great way for you to meal plan. Another thing you could do with this rotation process in mind is you could create a 2-week rotation, and then you would eat each of the meals twice a month instead of 4 times a month. You could also create a 4-week rotation and then repeat that every month of the year. So it just makes it really simple, totally puts your meal plan on autopilot, which just makes life so much easier. And this is just a great option for anyone who doesn't get bored with eating the same food frequently. Now, another thing you can do if having the exact same meals all the time doesn't sound appetizing to you is you can do a meal prep day on one of your weekend days. Of course, that's assuming that you're working and busier during the week. You could obviously do it during the week if that worked better for your schedule. But just having one day when you do all of your meal prep. Now, I personally do not do this because our weekends are busy. We like to be getting out, going hiking, doing things with the kids on the weekend, and having an entire day where I need to be in the kitchen just doesn't work for us. But just because I don't do it this way doesn't mean that it wouldn't be a great option for you. And if you are more of a homebody, like to stay home on the weekends, having a full meal prep day could be the solution to all of your problems. Because you can get all of your prep work out of the way, and then each night of the week, all you have to do is dump everything together and cook it. This works really well if you are anything like me and chopping takes you forever to do. It takes the bulk of my cooking time just to chop things up and get ready to cook, especially if I'm making something that has onions in it, which is everything. The onions take me forever to chop up because I start crying and then I can't see what I'm doing and I have to stop and make the crying stop and then I have to finish chopping them and then I cry again. It's a whole thing. So if you can do all of your chopping on one day of the week and have everything ready to go all of the other days, it will cut down your cooking time considerably. Now, if you are chopping onions ahead of time, make sure you're not putting them in a plastic bag because I've done that before and it makes your entire refrigerator stink. So be sure if you are chopping onions ahead of time, put them in a glass, very well sealed container so that it doesn't make your whole fridge smell like onions. Maybe I'm the only person that didn't know that you were supposed to do that, but just in case you don't know that either, you're welcome. It'll save you a stinky fridge. Now, the last trick that I have for you, if your meal plan isn't working the way that you want it to, is you can double meals and use them in the future. Now, I know this doesn't sound like it's making your workload lighter, but stick with me because I've got a plan. So the first week that you do this, you are going to choose 4 of your meals that store well or freeze well, and you are going to double them. Then the next week, you are going to eat those 4 meals. And on the other 3 nights, you are going to cook something and you are going to double those meals for the following week. And then that following week, you are going to eat those 3 meals and you're going to cook on 4 of the nights. Again, doubling the meals for the next week. So every other week, you only have to cook either 3 or 4 nights of the week, and you will be using the doubles from the previous week each week that you go. So the first week, it's a little bit more work, but then after that, it gets significantly easier. Again, I don't personally do this because we eat leftovers every day for lunch. So I double every time I'm cooking anyway, just for leftovers for lunches for that week. But if you prefer to eat sandwiches or salads or anything that you actually have to cook for lunches, this is a great option to make dinner prep a lot easier in the future. So those are my suggestions for how to make your meal plan easier if you are finding it a little bit too complicated to stick with. I would love to hear from you all in the comments down below if you have other suggestions that have worked for you when you were simplifying your meal plan. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up so more people can find it. And be sure to subscribe down below if you have not already done so, because I would love to see you on the next video.